8 plot reveals for Coronation Street next week. 8 explosive storylines set to shake the cobbles. Coronation Street is lining up another emotionally charged week, with secrets threatening to surface, grief bubbling dangerously close to the edge, and loyalties pushed to breaking point. From Sam Blakeman's quiet but determined investigation to Summer Spellman's heartbreaking struggle with loss, the cobbles are anything but calm. Here are 8 key plot reveals that will dominate Coronation Street next week, and why viewers should brace themselves. 1. Sam Blakeman becomes determined to uncover the truth. Sam Blakeman is not a boy who lets things go easily, especially when something doesn't add up. Next week, his instincts sharpen as he becomes increasingly convinced that Will Driscoll and Megan Walsh are hiding something serious. What starts as a nagging feeling soon turns into a quiet mission. Sam watches, listens, and pieces together fragments of information that others might overlook. His determination isn't driven by malice, but by a deep sense that something is fundamentally wrong, and that someone may be getting hurt. This storyline places Sam in a rare but powerful position, a child seeing clearly what the adults around him refuse to acknowledge. 2. A tracksuit sparks suspicion. The tension escalates when Leanne shows Megan a men's tracksuit she found at the apartment. At first glance, it seems harmless, just an item of clothing left behind. But Megan's reaction gives everything away. She instantly recognizes the tracksuit as Daniel's. That fleeting moment, a pause, a look, a subtle shift in her demeanor, is enough to set alarm bells ringing. Sam notices, and from that moment on, his suspicions harden into certainty that something deeply inappropriate may be unfolding behind closed doors. This seemingly mundane discovery becomes the catalyst for a chain of events that threatens to expose uncomfortable truths. 3. Sam confronts Will Driscoll. Unable to sit with his doubts any longer, Sam confronts Will directly. In a moment charged with tension, he asks the question no one else dares to voice: is there something going on between Megan and their teacher? Will is quick to shut the idea down, dismissing it as absurd and inappropriate. He laughs it off, insisting Sam is letting his imagination run wild, but denial only works when there's nothing left to find. Sam isn't convinced, and his resolve only grows stronger. 4. A damning discovery in Will's gym bag. Sam's worst fears appear to be confirmed when he discovers the tracksuit again, this time hidden inside Will's gym bag. It's no longer coincidence. It's evidence. The realization hits Sam hard. The adults he trusted may not be telling the truth. The weight of this knowledge sits heavily on him, forcing him to decide whether to stay silent or push forward, no matter the consequences. This moment marks a turning point, not just in the storyline, but in Sam's emotional journey. Innocence gives way to responsibility, and curiosity turns into moral urgency. 5. Megan panics as the net tightens. Sensing that the situation is spiraling out of control, Will rushes home to warn Megan that they need to be far more careful. The fear is palpable, not just of being exposed, but of the irreversible damage exposure could bring. Megan, however, doesn't retreat. Instead, she looks for control. Spotting Sam alone at speed dial, quietly doing his homework, Megan sees an opportunity, and a risk. Intercepting him could stop the investigation in its tracks, or make everything worse. How she navigates this awkward and potentially explosive encounter remains one of the most unsettling questions of the week. 6. Summer Spellman's grief resurfaces. While secrets simmer elsewhere, Summer Spellman is fighting a very different battle, one waged entirely within herself. Summer arrives at the police station to collect her stolen backpack and is visibly relieved to discover that Paul's urn was still inside. It's a small mercy, but a powerful one. Paul remains with her, at least in that sense. Yet relief quickly gives way to pain. The compounded grief of losing both of her fathers in such a short space of time resurfaces with devastating force. The emotions she thought she had under control begin to overwhelm her once again. 7. A dangerous coping mechanism. During her shift at the grocery store, Summer reaches breaking point. Surrounded by routine and expectation, she feels suffocated by unspoken grief. In a moment of quiet desperation, she steals alcohol from the refrigerator. It's not rebellion, it's escape, but escape comes at a cost, one that Roy Cropper quickly becomes entangled in. Point 8. Roy raises the alarm, and misses his chance at happiness. On his way to a long-awaited date with his pen pal Alice, Roy stops by Allahan's store to buy some sweets. Instead, he finds Summer behind the counter, anxious, unsteady, and clearly intoxicated. Roy doesn't hesitate. Concern overrides everything else. He raises the alarm, knowing full well that doing the right thing may cost him something precious. The question lingers painfully in the air. Will his sense of responsibility cause him to miss his date, and possibly a rare chance at personal happiness? Later, Bernie visits Summer and reveals she has plans for Paul's ashes, a gesture that may bring comfort, closure, or open yet another emotional wound. What this week means for the street. Next week's Coronation Street episodes balance suspense and sorrow with remarkable precision. From Sam's brave pursuit of the truth to Summer's fragile battle with grief, the show once again proves its strength lies in deeply human storytelling. Secrets will strain relationships. Grief will demand attention. And choices, whether made in fear, love, or desperation, will leave lasting consequences on the cobbles.